Hi and welcome to this week's project of a sort. It's another one in the series, and this one is all about pigments and colourings for the resin. I've got lots of different ones here, actually far too many for what you need. I've been collecting them over the last 2 years, and when I originally started the ones that I bought, I've just sort of upgraded since then to the ones that I specifically like. So I hope really that to show you today, although I have all of this here, you don't need all of this really for just doing a bit of casting or a bit of resin art or whatever it is you're doing. So I just thought I'd go through the different ones that I've got, and then I'll give you my opinion on where I think that you should go depending on your budget, sort of thing, at the end really. The very first ones that I ever bought was the Pearlexes. These are probably the most well-known brand, I would say, Pearlex, and they are really good. I think that's a new one, I haven't even opened it. They are really good, and there is a massive range of colours, so you can pretty much get any colour that you want. Pretty expensive. I mean, these little ones here, I don't know, about £4 or £5, I mean, but they're only tiny, there's tiny amounts in them. But there is Pearlex, so you get those ones. The other ones that I've got is obviously the Caster's Choice. This is probably the ones that you see me using the most. These price are the equivalent of the price of that, so they're roughly about the same price. So as you can see, you get a hell of a lot in there compared to what you get there. So so yeah, you can see that that's one of the reasons that I don't use Pearlex all the time. I've also got here, these are the resin for art ones. You actually buy these in packs. These are obviously for the floor rims, because you can get them for floors. So I buy those ones, which is a pretty good buy, I suppose, those ones there. Oh, I've got powder everywhere now. So that's those powders I use. The colour shifting and some of the glow in the dark, you can see the glow in the dark ones there. As you see, it's actually a bit activated by this light here. That's the FSXC ones. That's what I use for the glow in the dark. These are brilliant, probably my favourite glow in the dark powders. But they also have the colour shift in there and the glitter. The glitter's not the best glitter for pens. It tends to sink too much, so it's not really that great for that. I think it might be better if it was sprinkled into something, but I don't know. I think it's just too heavy. These can be quite expensive, the SFXC ones. I tend to just buy the trial packs when I'm on there. You get actually loads in a trial pack. I'll just try and show you. Like, these are all trial packs, but there's loads and loads of pigment in there. You can do lots of different stuff with it. And that's the colour shift. I mean, it's a tiny amount it comes in. That's blue and orange, that colour shift. But you actually need very little for your casting, so the trial packs are fine for that. I've also, Mr. Resin Mika, he sent me out the trial pack of all of his colours as well. Scott did. So I've used those, and they're fine. Like I say, the prices are similar, probably. I think, not definite on this, you'd have to check, but prices are similar to the Caster's Choice on that. As for liquid stuff, I'll come to the more budget end in a minute. I've got the translucent pigments from Easy Composites here. Can't say I've ever really used them. I didn't like them when I used them, so they just didn't give me. I'm sure some of them will be fine, but I sort of gave up after using the first couple and never really used them after that. But you know, got those, and they're quite a reasonable price for the 10 colours that you get in it. The Alumilite dyes, I have the whole selection of those. These are really good value for money. It lasts ages and ages. And House of Resin, I know, or Metal Clays, they do. I think they often do deals where you get 5 for the price of 4. I think on those. I use those all the time, really. You get your inks. I get these from House of Resin as well, metal clays. These are the alcohol inks. That's what I used with the pine cone stuff, is the lime green. So that's the alcohol inks. I also have these alcohol inks here from the place where I bought the... No, those are not alcohol inks. These are acrylic inks used for the resin art with the Mastercast 2:1 or Mastercast 1:1, whatever the Mastercast is. So that's their ones there. You get Casting Craft colours as well. Haven't got that many of them, but I've got a few of them. So this tends to be the liquids I use. I don't tend to actually use any but the Alumilite and the inks. I just stick to those two brands. I happen to have all of these because I had them already, but I don't really use them, in all honesty. And I use those colours for all the resin art as well. I mean, that's really what I use. If you're on a budget and you're just wanting to make the odd blank for yourself, or odd project for wood turning, or maybe you're filling in some voids in wood, you don't necessarily need to buy any of these ones. You can get like these cheap ones. I think these are the Colour Shack. They're like little makeup ones, and also a lot of people use them, I think, in candles. Not in candles. Yeah, it is in candles. So and soaps. They're used in soaps and stuff like that. So these are very cheap. You get them off eBay, but you'll get just search for mica powders and you'll come up with loads, and they're really, really cheap off eBay. These are perfect. If you're just doing an odd casting, just buy the colours you need in these. It's, works out a lot cheaper. And the tub looks small, but actually they go a long way. I've used quite a bit of that, but it goes a long way, the mica powders. So if you're just using an odd one every now and again, keep it cheap. Or some people that buy my pen blanks, if it's like the oak burr, sometimes when they start turning it, there'll be a void in the wood. I mean, it's natural. I mean, these woods do that. So what I tell people to use is either like makeup, if you've got like trays of different colours of makeup, or you could even go and pick up from the pound shop bits of makeup and stuff like that. So that they're perfect for doing repairs. I use epoxy, 2-part epoxy, and I just mix 2-part epoxy. Sorry. Mix a 2-part epoxy and then just add some colour into it, and that 5 minutes, that's it ready. Continue turning with that. So you don't need to go all out. These ones have got a whole range of colours. You can get some really nice looking stuff with these. You can also get cheap glitters and stuff like that from any of the pound shops and stuff like that. I don't tend to use them that often, to be honest, but I've shoved them in a couple of bits and they're not perfect, but they do the trick. They give me the effect that I'm looking for. So yeah, that's sort of really all that box is just all the cheaper stuff. If you wanted to spend a little bit more money and you're going for colours, well, I would go for the Caster's Choice, purely because the range, there's 30 in his range, and that's a complete range. They also mix together really well. So if you're wanting a slight different shade, you can add different colours to it and you will get a different shade. I was needing maroon once, and I actually mixed to get the colour that I specifically wanted between the liquids and the powders. I ended up getting the colour I want, so they mix really well. Pearlex is great, but it's expensive. So rather than buying one of these little tubs like this, you'd be better off buying a big tub like this, unless it was a specific colour that you were after that you couldn't get, like these different colours that you couldn't get in some of the other big ones. Then it's okay then, but then you might want to go to the eBay and pick some up from there. I also use you get the fluorescent colours. These again, under the black light or a fluorescent light, these will glow, and these are just the cheap ones from the Colour Shack as well, so they're all perfect really to use. So yeah, if I had to just have got rid of most of these, it would just be the Caster's Choice. Purely the colours are so bright, and all the different range of colours for the Alumilite dyes. These Alumilite dyes can also be used with the cactus juice for stabilising. So, and Curtis on the website does have a guide on how much of these to use per size of whatever bottle to get the colours correct. So, you know, you can do your stabilising using these colours as well. You don't actually have to buy any others. So that's a range of colours that you get. But really, if you're just doing it part-time, just go for some makeup or something, or you know, just if you're just looking for a specific colour, don't go out spending loads of money. These are really worth it. They last a long time, but there is other ways to do it. Metal clays obviously have all of this stuff. I think they have, well, they have all the inks, all the Pearl X, all the Caster's Choice, and all the Alumilite colours. So they have all of those. But there's lots and lots of stuff out there. This is what I've got, and this is my opinion. If you're looking for something different in a blank, then you're going into a little bit more expensive stuff. This becomes quite dear when you start messing about with that. But then, you know, it's there, and if you're only buying one pack and you want to make yourself a couple of blanks, you only need to buy one pack of that, don't you? So yeah, quick video today. Just wanted to go over the colours. The most vibrant colours that I've ever found is the Caster's Choice. The second upon that would be the Pearl X. That's just what I've found. You might find different. And I do think there's some variant in the resins that you use to the colours that you get. I've not found the Easy Composites that great. But, you know, maybe in their resins it's good. Much the same as the Casting Craft. I would still rather buy the Alumilite ones. They're a lot stronger and you get a lot better colour with them. So, hope that's helped you out. And there won't be a second video to this one because there's nothing really more that I can do with this. You see me casting with this ones all the time and using the colours. So, lots of variety out there. But really, stick to just a few colours. Don't go mad buying all the colours. Like me, when I look at this table now, I think, oh my god, it must have cost me an absolute fortune to get this. You don't need any of this. Just stick to the little bits. You can get your Caster's Choice, because you go away, buy the couple of colours you're using and collect them slowly as you start moving on. All the colours work with the resin art. Apart from this type of thing, I've never tried any of that with it. But all the different I mean, these would work because that's what they were designed for. Inks work, all the powders work. So, you know, you've got all your resin art stuff as well. Same stuff I use. So anyway, not going to chat anymore. That's it for this week's video. There will be a follow one coming along at the weekend, at the latest Monday. That one will be up. And that's with the pen from last week. So, hope you enjoyed, and thank you very much for watching.